Like how you gonna live as a Christian? Like how you gonna live out a mission? Like how you gonna roll through the city and pray for the homeless but not for the wicked? Just sit in the pew as a critic. I would look up like y'all so religious. I'm like, this is for me, I admit it. I said, this is for me, I admit. Have some brothers who smoking a dank. I can't judge them, I know that I can't. Cause I looked at my mama with hate. I made all my music for me and promoted it so I could blow it one day. And God told me throw it away. Like people was passing the J. Went to college, he changed my life. 22 and I'm living for Christ. And I'm about to marry my wife. And I ain't gonna marry her twice. I ain't rapping to put on the ice. Talk to PB, we rolling the dice. Never love in my head like lights. But I gave him a heavenly swipe. I don't need my name in lights. I'm just riding through the city in a focus. No cap, going through the motions. Got a devil saying do something bogus. I can't do that. I used to lust on them women until I find out where the truth at. Whenever you look at my life, you should see that is right. You should see where the fruit at. There's only one to look at. I was in middle school packing my book bag. This is my story, don't ask where my book at. I was just trying to fit in with the cool cat. I got my brothers, we rode through the city. It felt like my music had two fans. Back in the week, they was all trying to hit, had a chip on their shoulder like Cool Ranch. Yeah, I cannot give in. I'ma be who I'm made. Yeah, the industry wants you to change. Can't sell my heart to the game. I got loyalty deep in my veins. I bet. Think about life right now, I'm thankful. God so great, you could always say thanks. I was on the court trying to break both sides. For the team a little bit, I'm great. I was anxious. My heart would just beat, no patience. Until my mind started changing. I remember when my mama was fired. I remember when my daddy was fired. I remember moving so many times. God always kept the family alive. I tried to live with the weight on my back. Had too much on me, I cracked. I ain't trying to go back. I'll admit that. Like how you gonna live as a Christian? Like how you gonna live out a mission? Like how you gonna roll through the city and pray for the homeless but not for the wicked? You just sit in the pew as a critic. I would look up like y'all so religious. I'm like, this is for me, I admit it. I said, this is for me, I admit it.
It's a lot going on in the world. We got to take those blinders off, though.
It is, man. And again, we want to say thank you for tuning in to the Session Bible Beats and Bars. Y'all give it up for my man. You already my co-host is my man Dre the drummer. Come on, let's put our hands together for one time. And we got a lot of really, really good things to do today. But we're gonna jump right in. Scissor, you want to drop something a little bit, man? Because you know I can't even get it going without that drop.
Yes, I know. So I know I need to hear something. I didn't know, but I was like, man, let me just get Minister Fred up here. And I just know, it's just gonna work out right then. That the vibe gonna be good, perfect.
Well, it's already perfect. We in the building and our guests. So let's do it.
Man, talk to me. I'm so excited, man.
Drop it, bro. Let's go, Scissor.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
DJ Scissor. It is what it is. Life, our God's in the building tonight. On deck, in light with splendor and might. Hands in the air, take the feeling of I know the feeling. The feeling is life. It's the feeling of life for real. Life for real. This life in Christ, and this life is real. Now, hands in the air, it's the feeling of I know the feeling. The feeling is life. It's the feeling of life. Ladies and gents, lend me your ear. There was a life, and I'm living it, yeah. I was living in darkness, I was living in fear. But then there was a spark, and a light would appear. Like Genesis 1, it was just a powerful one. And I must have heard, because my bones were dry. But my bones revived, and my heart was lit. And I was drawn to Christ. He was the pursuer, so I know I'm the pursued. This is true, what you gonna do when he comes for you? Our God's in the building tonight. All decked in light with splendor and might. Hands in the air, it's the feeling of I know the feeling. The feeling is life. It's the feeling of life for real. Life for real. This life in Christ, and this life is real. Night. Hands in the air, it's the feeling of I know the feeling. The feeling is life.
Biz told me to run it back for him. Like I ain't tucking the stash, bought a couple of raps for him. I've been on my job, look at the tax forms. Man, I'ma pull up the stats for him. That's 189 verses. That's 2,400 some odd bars and 2,400 some odd hearses. Guards, rap surgeons, scars, dispatch nurses. Guard, rap worship, applause in black churches. Beat telling me murder me, bro. You better know that it's going down like a courtesy flush. You better know that I spit it vividly, symmetry with the similes He's lyrically Timothy with a murderous touch. You never heard of me, but the surgery undeniable. It's never perjury, universally justifiable. I'ma simplify it. If we walk in the enemy flare, if we testify, he ain't walking the Kennedy there. Real talk. Man, I'm a part of the ministry bread, pushing the Trinity warhead at the enemy forehead, cause the industry force fed us and craps. It's lyrically boar's head and it's that savage. For that, get a horse head to sit on your craftmatic. You don't want to smoke like you kicking a bad habit. I'm here with the rap damage, here with the advantage to put them back in line, homie. Give me a crack at it. Had to double up and crack a Bible and a couple of rhyme books. The pen penicillin never tucked in the lines took. The cinnamon was in it, then I spun it with his image. Now I run it in the kitchen, Holy Spirit, the line cook. And some of y'all better leave me the heck alone. Hey yo, I stand with the rock, but I'm not a stepping stone. Everybody on they TikTok like a metronome. Clinic full of methadone, living under heaven.
Go to heaven, huh? Who told you money make you real? Tell me, who told you pistols make you tough? Hey, you don't see all the dead bodies on the field? Man, who said that mercy's for the weak? Who said forgiveness is for chumps? They say a coward dies 1,000 deaths, a soldier dies but once. Hey, they mourn you for a week and they forget you in a month. Who told you God doesn't exist? Who told you God was just a myth? Who planted seeds of disbelief inside your mind so you could trip? Hey, who told you Jesus doesn't love you? Who said you couldn't be forgiven?
That's what it is, you know what I mean?
I'm with it. Hey, Minister Fred, let's go back and talk a little bit about the Poor People's Campaign. The Poor People's Campaign, a national call for morale revival. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, 2 weeks ago, we have partnered with the National Coalition or Campaign for the Poor People's Campaign. And it's called Moral Mondays because our community, our nation is really in a dilemma, like a real dilemma. We're talking about morally and civilly. We are struggling with that across the board. And so Dr. Barber, who is the leader, servant leader, obviously, the national leader for the movement that we have partnered with, and so many other organizations. But in the state of Alabama and around the world on Monday, at that time, 2:30 Eastern, which is going to be 1:30 Eastern for us, we want to make sure that you're online because there are 14 major priorities that was presented to the elect now, the President Biden, and the elect now, the Vice President Harris. And it was 14 major priorities. These are things that we just handle them, then our nation will realign itself. And so part of that conversation behind closed doors and even during the campaigning was, we will do better. We will address these in the first 100 days. So take the time on Monday afternoon during your lunch break, chime in, see what's happening. You go to www.poorpeoplescampaign.org, and then they will live stream it. We are involved in it because we realize that without local change, there is no push for change in policies that are just not effective, or they're just really not relatable in 2021. And so this is why it's so important. So we want to just take a minute. I want to kind of elaborate on that because at the end of the day, it affects our education. It affects our employment. It affects our housing. It affects every aspect of our living lives. So again, go to poorpeoplescampaign.org. And when you click on it, it'll be on the homepage, your landing page, and you could stream it and check it out and get involved, And we are, and there's several. In fact, I'm one of the coordinators for the state. So our goal is to strategize locally, then we can do that thing on the state level. And literally, it's changing. We're in 42 states out of 50, folks. That's a lot of states. And this was the campaign that Dr. King Jr. was assassinated for, was changing economics and housing and fair equality and equity. Because if you can't afford it, so these issues of 15 an hour and thing, it makes sense if you want to really have a quality of living that you can afford to take care of your family. All right. So anyway, that's it. That's my serious moment. That's what's up. All right. So let's put our hands together for Poor People's Campaign.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Like,
let's
for real.
get it. Let's get it.
And so I'm excited, man, about our guests, bro.
I am too.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm ready to meet him. I think our guests might be ready to meet him too. What you think? What you think, Mr. Fred? You think they're ready?
I think we should do that.
I think we should do that.
Because we can always double back and give them our video, for drug-free world. Because we have a resource for you. But let's do it.
No, let's do the drug-free world. That's serious, man. Like, we gotta touch on that, because if we touch on that first, then they can actually give their point of view
that makes
about
sense.
how they feel about that as well, being in that age bracket and everything like that. What how y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? Y'all feel good about that?
Especially our guests. I'm like, listen, I'm so pumped.
Me too.
Like,
I can't wait to hear them just talk. Come to the stage, man. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just ready to shut up and just listen.
Like, and everybody's like, y'all ain't right. No one knows this but these three guys up here. That's right. But we're gonna give you this video, my man, Professor X. He gonna set it right, man. Just drop that video on him, man. Let's see what's up. This is a resource. It's real talk, real time, real change. Here we go.
They said
K2,
Flacca,
bath salts,
Kush,
25B, N-bomb, Black Mamba,
Spice, synthetic drugs.
These drugs turned me into a monster. It's the most dangerous thing I ever have done in my life.
A synthetic drug is a man-made drug that tries to simulate or match the properties of actual street drugs.
Synthetic drugs include Spice or K2, bath salts, crocodile, and a drug known as N-bomb that's used and marketed as a replacement for LSD.
Spice, or the K2, would come in these packages with some kind of picture and saying on it, all these different names, and you open it up and it looked like the potpourri you'd find in your grandmother's house.
Bath salts would come in a small orange rectangular baggie, and it would say crystal bubbly on it.
There's another thing called salvia. It smells like fish food. It says on the back for incense use only, and it's black.
There's something like 200 or 300 new designer or research drugs that are out there.
These are drugs that people are making in the lab out in China or wherever.
Kind of just changing the compounds as they went to avoid the legal issues. You don't know what you're putting into your body, what chemicals they're adding, or how it's going to affect you.
You don't know if you're going to get a mushroom trip. You don't know if you're going to get an acid trip, an LSD trip, a meth trip, a cocaine high.
It says not for human consumption, but that doesn't stop anybody.
The first time that I took synthetics was when I was 18 or 19 years old.
I was about 15 years old.
When I first did K2, I was 17, 18 years old.
I was probably about 22 years old.
I was smoking K2 Spice every day.
I did salvia and I did bath salts here and there. I was using bath salts.
My buddies was doing it because it's cheaper, easier to get.
When you think of drugs, you don't think of a smiley face on a package that looks like it contains like fruit roll-ups or something like that.
I got told that the synthetic drug wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it was okay, it was safe.
He's like, it's different, it's synthetic, it's made in a lab.
So I was like, okay, all right, just gonna give me a high, let's just do it. My parents won't find out.
So I said, well, it's cheap and it's easy and it's right there, so I might as well, I'll try it. Why not?
All of a sudden, I went from being sober to being very high and uncomfortable very fast.
You do one line, you get that rush, it builds, and then it starts to fade away, and then you want to do more within half an hour.
The way I can describe it is just paranoid. Paranoid.
I was like spinning around, acting all crazy, screaming my head off.
I'd be flipping out. Any little thing would take me off.
I'd feel sick, like nauseous, couldn't think.
Couldn't see anything except for 360 degrees of random colors.
Your eyes get so blurry and you can't really speak after a while. I had no control of my body, couldn't move or anything.
I would stand in front of the air conditioner because my body temperature was so hot. The sweat rolling down was just so much. Change clothes 5-6 times a day.
Felt like my whole body was melting, like my guts were going to fall out.
The physical pain that I had the next day, it felt like I had been beat up.
Like somebody had beaten me in my sides with a baseball bat.
And the next day, it just started all over again.
And after a while, I stopped paying rent. I stopped paying my bills.
You know, it controlled me. It made me someone I wasn't.
I was up for about 2 weeks and I had to go to work that morning. Fell asleep at the wheel. I almost hit a school bus full of children, but I didn't even wake up until I was into the ditch.
My ex and I were using the bath salts. We'd gotten so bad that I pulled his mother's own gun on him, and I pulled the trigger twice, and it clicked. Thank God there were no bullets in the chamber, but it clicked. He picked up the gun and ended up whiplashing me in the back, and I've still got the scar to this day.
I freaked out, put my hands on my mother and my sister and my family, not even realizing it. Broke the hinges off the car door, pulled it back around the front of the car, and I don't even remember it. Woke up 4 days later in jail.
I actually ended up calling the cops on myself to my house 3 times in one night because I thought people were coming through my windows, but they weren't.
I remember running out back with a knife in my hand, thinking that there were people coming out of the bushes. I would go at them at the bushes with this knife until, you know, the sun started coming up. If there was somebody, an actual person there, I probably would have attacked them.
I went into a psychotic episode thinking people are trying to kill me, beating up security guards in the hospital, like wrestling down nurses, doctors. They turned me psychotic.
I knew one kid who ended up smoking a bowl to himself. He'd smoked it every day. He was pretty hooked on it. He has actually quit the drug for a good 6-7 months, but he still sees things that aren't there. He hears things that aren't there.
There was this girl that did bath salts once. She blacked out, and there was a video of her getting sexually assaulted by 10 guys.
He had been smoking spice for several years, you know, smoked it very, very heavy. He had a minor heart attack, 23 years old.
One night I was at a party. We were all hanging out. Me and a friend were doing bath salts together. And I went my way, he went his way. And then the next morning I found out that he passed away.
I actually lost a good friend to bath salts. He thought he was going crazy and people were telling him just to do it. So one day he just hung himself in his house.
My friend had left, was driving his girlfriend's car. He thought people were after him. Later on that night, jumped in front of a train, lost both his arms and his left leg. He died.
I lost 5 of my friends because they were doing bath salts and they were driving down the highway racing another car, and one of them thought they saw a horse run across the highway, turned right into a tree. All 5 of them gone.
It brainwashes you because you become so dependent on it that it makes you push away everything else in your life.
I didn't want to go nowhere. I didn't want to see nobody because how bad I looked. My family knew immediately. Wouldn't talk to me.
I literally pushed everybody away. I pushed my good friends away. I wouldn't speak to them for weeks.
I lost my girlfriend. I actually lost a child in the midst of all of it too. He had birth defects.
The after effects is I have scabs on my face where I picked at it. You know, big old welts, bumps that come up that will go away.
It ruined my teeth. It ruined my hair. I have gray hair. I'm only 22.
They still get little chest pains here and there. They still see like trails of 2-3 people walking when it's just one person.
If I have a lot of things I have to do at once, I get real nervous. And I never used to feel like that before I did these drugs.
I've known plenty of people that don't have much of a life or an existence at this point. A couple of them are institutionalized because of synthetics.
I know a lot of people say that they're never going to let drugs take over them. They're too strong for drugs. They're more strong-minded than that. But in all reality, the drug, no matter what drug, is stronger than you.
I was actually the one to say, I don't get hooked on anything. I'm not an addictive person, and you have a hold of it, but you don't.
If I never picked up K2 Spice or even tried synthetics in the first place, it wouldn't have led me on, because it led me on to do harder drugs.
You will have the life of being used for sex and being mistreated for your drug. It's not worth it.
It's not worth the risk of not knowing what you're putting in your body, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing whose life you're going to affect or if you're going to destroy your own.
I wouldn't give bath salts or K2 Spice to my worst enemy. That's how I feel about it.
It's almost like this chemical has a 100% addictiveness.
While I am all down for people experiencing the things that they want to experience and making their own decisions in life, this is just going to be one of those that you don't need to find out for yourself.
Wow. Yo, I don't know, man. You know, big shout out to a Foundation for Drug-Free World for allowing us to be a partner in this thing nationally. You know, those synthetic drugs. Let me get those synthetic drugs are it's 3 times the danger when you think about how it impacts emotional and psychological. I was doing some reading on that this week, um, and I was like, wow, because of the hallucinogens that are in there, on top of the product that's been synthesized, it's not even something that is natural. Like you're bringing something that's not even natural into your body, and then on top of that, you have hallucinogens. Then on top of that, you got poisons. Because we talked about some stuff last week where you go and get a can and you sniff it and you glue, but add that on top of this. The young man said, "Man, this is the worst ever." That K2, that's like another whole level of welcome to death, welcome to hell kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Zombies out of it.
Right. So we really want to, every week we're going to bring something that's very important, but something relevant, because this is happening in 2021. This is not old school. This is now school.
Yeah, and I say every time, but the youth are getting younger.
Right.
When they are trying these things or are influenced to, like, maybe I want to try going to grandma's cabinet or whatever, but they're trying these things at young because it's publicized as something good.
I remember just over here in Athens, man, just looking at that scuba snacks and all that hot east access they had on the counter for a few years, maybe about 10 years ago, but it was before it got banned, in Alabama,
Right. That's
And that's how they're doing that. They're making candy form shapes and things of these drugs. And parents and guardians, please take the time when you're going in the store with your kid or your friend or your niece, nephew, take the time to go in and be like, if you're gonna purchase it, look at what they're purchasing.
Yes.
Take the time to look at it and be like, okay, let me flip this over and see what it is. And then you'll find out that a lot of this stuff is just, why is this on the shelf? Then you can make a wise decision without, defaming or embarrassing your child or your friend. You can be like, hey man, something ain't right about this. This is not a Scooby Doo snack. You just look like Scooby Doo.
They probably have it sitting back there with the crack pipes on the counter too. I mean, they call it all that other stuff, but we know what's up. In the hood anyway.
That's what they used to do with the big cigars. They would have cigars, cigarellos, and then other little bags. Come on now, real talk. So anyway,
right. That's
so
real.
take the time to really see and to dig in what you see on the counters and are in the corners and in the neighborhood. I want to give you 2 resources real quick. We're gonna get going with our guests. One, I want you to take the time to dial 2-1-1 211. Every city, every county, every state has a 211 information number. That is basically a local crisis or regional crisis services number. They have toll-free numbers, anything you need, and they don't embarrass you. They just say, "Hey, how can I help you? Thank you for calling. What's your zip code?" You can give them that zip code where you live or a bogus one, and they will still address the situation. And if it's someone that you know, or if it's you, just say, "Hey, man, I'm addicted. Come get me." They'll come pick you up. Listen, we have state, federal. That's why we work state tax dollars for those who are unable necessarily in those moments. And if you can, then your insurance will cover it anyway if it's something extra. So 211, Crisis Services of North Alabama. Please take the time to do that. And then also you can go to nomoredirty.org. We have an email where you send it to us. If it's confidential, we will connect you with those agencies that you need to be connected to. And then we also have a prayer support and a counseling support through wellstone.com. So again, you're in a great moment. Even if you have an addiction, this is your moment. I say it all the time to my residents. This is your moment. Seize it, grab it. Don't give it even time to think. Don't outthink it, overthink it, get it. It's free. It's just a call away. All right. So let's give it up again for Drug Free World and also crisis service in our community. All right,
Let's go. All right, I think we.
What's up, Sizzle? You got something you gonna drop, man? We got to do. You come to the session, Bible Beats and Bar. We give you honor. We respect you some kind of way with it.
Oh, you about to surprise me on something? You got something up your sleeves, don't you, Mr. First?
Sizzle head go do that. I'm just gonna rock with it.
Okay, I love it when stuff like this happens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't forget, you're listening to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. What do you think?
Bible Beats and Bars.
Here we go. Let's do it. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, No More Dirty INC.
Follow us on Facebook.
True that.
Instagram.
True that.
Twitter. It's one of those days.
Let's go. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Hey, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Dre the drummer.
Yeah.
Who we got coming to the stage, man?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the show to where you can meet today's guest. Our first guest, yes, our first guest. We got two guests coming to the stage tonight, and I will introduce both of them, and they'll come up to the stage. All right, so listen up. Why you listening to DJ? DJ, this just feels too good. I gotta simmer in this for a second. Just for a second. See, I see. That's it. It caught you. It caught you. Yeah, you got caught. Yeah. I hear you, DJ. All right, here we go. Our first guest, Miss Sarah Chase, is a high school senior and the founder of Courageous Girls Media. She created CCM last summer. I have always wanted to start my own news media organization focusing on featuring people of color. But I decided to wait on it. Then COVID hit, and I had nothing stopping me. Ooh, we COVID.
Say that again. What stopped her?
Nothing. Hold on, let's go by this. Then COVID hit. It hit. And I had nothing stopping me from starting it during the quarantine. Wow. So I did. We have a staff with people of color and not of color. And I couldn't be more grateful for the growth and support we have been blessed with. Ladies and gentlemen, give it a warm welcome to Miss Sarah Chase. Welcome. All right, that's our first guest, ladies and gentlemen. That's our first guest to the stage. Our second one, oh, y'all gonna feel this vibe. Y'all gonna rock with this one. He's an hip hop artist. His name is To The Legacy. Yo, that sounds so dope.
That's the number 2.
That's so dope. To The Legacy is a hip hop artist and musician from Huntsville, Alabama. He dropped his first project, the With Love EP, in the summer of 2020, following the completion of his first year of graduate school. Oh my God. Hold on. Did y'all hear that? Hold on. Let's repeat that again. He dropped his first project, With Love EP, in the summer of 2020, following the completion of the first year of graduate school.
Come on, y'all. You already know he's educated with the
He educated. The project features sample speeches from figures such as Angela Davis, James Baldwin, and Malcolm X, and covers topics such as gun ownership, police brutality, that's really big, and Black empowerment, with the flow obviously influenced from the 90s hip-hop's era. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, give a warm welcome. Put your hands together for To The Legacy. Let's get it.
And let me tell you about a homie B.
He's a rapping black color B. Yeah. We got CCM in the building. She's gonna tell about her too. Let's go.
Yo, welcome to the show, man.
Welcome.
You good? Let's get these mics right so we can make sure we solid. Yo.
Make sure we hear you. Make sure you take it.
So
go
ahead and talk.
Oh, you got to talk a little bit higher than that.
Okay, hi.
There we go.
There we go. And then to my right, your left. Hello.
Okay, you cool.
Hello. You already. All right, well, welcome to the show, To The Legend. Yo, man, I love the name. I love the fit. You already know I'm that dude, man. If I'd have known that, I would have went all black out with my Black Panther. I have an original.
You did it last week.
Oh, you already know, but I was out there again. And then thank you so much to Miss Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So
great.
so we gotta before we gonna let you well, I know you're an artist, so you gotta drop some bars on us. You gotta give us a beat. And at the end we're gonna do a freestyle. So we had to figure out you can figure out what you want to do on that one.
She gotta jump into it too.
You gotta do something, man. Like
do it.
You already know the business. That's how we get down. Welcome to the show. Yes, indeed. Let's give it up for Professor X in the back, making sure we solid, man. He
Let's
always
get
keeping us righteous. All right, so let's dig in, man. Want to answer the first question?
No, you gotta start it off. You know, you gotta ask the first question.
All right, so let me just ask it like this. We go ladies first. Sarah Chase, would you tell us something about you that like it? She's gonna tell you. A lot of times we're always trying to do things and reach our young people, but she's one of those young persons. Now, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior at Sparkman.
Senior in high school.
Yes.
Y'all better put y'all hands in deck. We got a Gen Z in the building.
Man.
So you're, and from what I gather, I think you sent me some information. You're doing a dual program. Tell us you're doing two things at the same time.
Yeah, so I'm dual enrolling. So I'm taking college classes at Calhoun, taking my regular classes at Sparkman.
All
So,
right
yeah.
now, right?
Come on now.
Sound like somebody got a plan going on.
Come on. And holding that three plus GPA too?
Yes.
See, come on, wait. Did we say holding the honor society on both sides? On both sides?
Yeah.
Both sides.
Oh, so it can be done.
So it is being done.
Man.
Wow. Come on, let's put our hands together. They say black and brown, especially black young ladies and young men, are not making it. She begs the difference. She is the difference. She is the difference.
She's doing the difference.
Hey, I love seeing those super geniuses just pop up out of nowhere because they don't hit the media like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't. And you know what's really cool is I was reading today earlier on YouTube. What, YouTube? Yeah, it was on YouTube. And there's a 12-year-old boy that's getting ready to go to Yale.
Ooh.
He's 12 years old. He's killing the game. Listen, we hadn't seen those things, those kind of movements since Dr. King.
Man.
But that's not enough. Let me go over here to my right.
All right.
Right.
This gentleman, tell it. What did you graduate with in high school? What high school did you go to, and what was your GPA when you graduated?
I went to Columbia High School in Huntsville, Alabama. I graduated with a 4.61 GPA.
Stop. Hold on. Hold on. If my old man is regulating this thing correctly, did he break the record scale? Did he? Because I'm used to hearing 4.0. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was the scale, but my man just said 4.6.
He started adding.
No, he was like, no, I'm doing it.
He went to and they were like,
I was like, can you stop being so smart, please?
Add two more, then add another one, and I'll take all the scholarship. So you were on scholarship?
When I went to University of Alabama, I did have a full scholarship.
So you went to Roll Tide. You Roll Tide?
Yes, sir. Roll Tide.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And what year did you graduate?
2019, May 2019.
Wow, that is amazing.
Come on.
Amazing stuff, man.
Like I am pumped. Let me tell you, I took my class up. I am pumped because here's the reality. People always say, man, that we come in last.
Man.
Like we are changing the game. And we're talking about black young men and women.
Yes.
We got a Gen Z here, and then we got a millennial right here.
Yes.
Literally. So I hope that you are listening and you getting this, the music, the boom bap, cool. We boom bapping and we still getting this money. We boom bap, we still breaking records.
And getting this education.
I'm talking about educational records. And then we're going to break some records and make some money on stream.
Hey, shout out to those chess game too, all those black, you know what I'm saying, chess players.
Man, we changing the game all over. All over. That's what it's all about right now.
This is why it's so important that we celebrate Black excellence. Like if we listen, when you think of why the Dr. Kings, the Malcolm X's, the Angela Davises, the Dr. Maya Angelos, I just go on and on. I'm not gonna go long. But imagine what they did and how they did it because someone pushed them. we're talking 60s, 70s. Then you move to the 80s in entertainment, Eddie Murphy. And then you start talking about Sinbad. And they changed the game. They changed the industry. The Lecrae's, the cross movements, they changed literally what people thought about hip hop. There would be no More Dirty, no Minister Fred if there was no gospel hip hop before me or Christian hip hop, no conscious hip hop. So this is what it's about, changing the game. So we want to celebrate Black excellence. We ain't even got into, wait till we get into February, March, and April. Every month.
Black History every day.
Every day. You already know. And we do that here. So it ain't going to just be just a month. But we set it off. But we want you to make sure that you share this with folks. Go to your YouTube. No More Dirty INC. Share it right now. Share it on your page. This interview, this session, my man Bars is going to be something like you ain't never. We ain't talking about older school. We talking about new school, now school. So let's give it up again for our special guest,
Man, and the records that y'all breaking, congratulations. I got a question for
Go ahead, bro.
our guest over here. So tell us a little bit about how the business came about. Where did it come from?
CCM.
All right.
Oh, right. That's
what is that? And then dig in.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a pretty long story, but I'll try and keep it as short as I can. I've been wanting to start like a news media company for a really long time, and mainly just focusing on Black issues and Black people and Black culture. But I decided that there are so many issues within every minority group that it would be good for me to provide a space for all people of color.
Wow.
Because we're not represented enough. Right. And I feel like people don't know how amazing every person of color is, and I wanted to provide a platform.
Wow.
Yep.
That's really
listen to the thinking process.
Right.
Like we know we need support in the Black and spaces like this and places like what she's doing. But to say, you know what? Not just us, but Indonesian people, brown people. That's euphoric. That is so unselfish that it's brilliant.
It is.
You could have just said, we're going to do it for us and that's it.
But
in doing it for you, guess who else gets to play on the playground?
All things working for one, huh?
One time for your mind.
You ready for the bars already?
You already know.
We
gonna listen. Watch. I want to celebrate our sisters. Take a second. Our artist has a song. Tell us about that song that celebrates Black woman. Is that what it is? Tell us about
the title of the song is Black Woman. I sampled some audio from Angela Davis and from Nina Simone and from Sister Cleaver. It's all pretty good stuff, but that song was really just influenced by the Black women in my life, meaning so much to me, and I felt like they need to be celebrated more than they are. So I wanted to make a song that did just that.
So would you grace us with? I'm gonna move my thing out the way. You get the middle stage, and we can do this thing. So let's put our hands together for my man, To the Legend, as he performs Black Woman.
All right, Black Woman. Let's get it.
To me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, Black people. I mean that in every sense, outside and inside. And to me, we have a culture.
The reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among Black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance is beautiful and it's pleasing to them.
Sister Davis.
I was constantly stalked. No, the police didn't know who I was, but I was a Black woman. I had a natural, and they, I suppose, thought that I might be a quote military.
I need me a Amy Jakes, a Fannie Lou, a Angela, a woman that support me on and off the camera. And when I die, she keep my legacy alive. She my honey, but she the queen of her own house. She ain't vain, but she sure gets my blood flowing. I tell her every day, but she's already knowing that she's beautiful. She got my nose wide open. She welcome anytime I got my doors wide open. Man, she beautiful inside and out. She who I want to be with and never be without. I keep her by my side. I know she down to ride. Somebody talking slick to me, know she down to slide. Now Black is beautiful and brown is beauty too. And red and yellow undertones, this from me to you. I love your tone skin, I love the girl within. I love the way you make me feel like I'm Superman. But you should know that girl, you the real hero. My green light into impossible, the real she go. You make me feel like Muhammad Ali on the road. Cause we gon' sting like a bee and like a butterfly float. We ain't trying to get over, but we super fly though. We got an old school style, matching super fly coats. We can be like Michael Jackson, dancing up on our toes. Girl, I feel like Michael Jackson hitting butterfly notes. Like I just wanna touch and kiss, and I wish that I could be with you tonight. You give me butterflies inside. And I know that she's an activist, a businesswoman, lady and a scholar, a template and example if we ever have a daughter. She won't run in the sun, she only gets a little darker, and she radiates a glow you couldn't capture with a marker. Skin glowing, hair flowing, or it could be afroing. Her skin is like the spring whenever it's a breeze blowing. I seen her fight the power up close and personal, defend herself in court like case closed. And first of all, she should have never been arrested or her patience been tested. If you the charge is bogus and she beat it, you guessed it, And now she back to business, the best of what she does. He's the witness. She tutored kids and teachers dance. It could work in the ambulance. It could be who you go to when you need to hem your pants. She could be a lawyer, engineer, or even doctor, a director, or a pilot who can fly a helicopter or an author. So what's the point of what I'm saying? She want to make a difference in the world before her day end. She want to make a difference. It don't matter what you're saying. She want to make a difference right now. Ain't no delaying. So, babe, I spit a little something for the G's. And had to catch a rhythm like a breeze. To let you know I love you and I want you to keep shining because we gotta shine on.
Shine.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Come on, put your hands together.
I know y'all was feeling that at home.
The legend.
To the legend. I know y'all was feeling that at home, man.
Brother, just slide in there, man. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Son. Yo, kid. Yo. You took me back to my New York roots. That's dope. That's dope. Man, what inspires you as an artist to really, wow, a millennial rocking such a blend of styles and unique flavor, but it still had a new twist, you know?
Yes,
it still sounded like
definitely.
something you could hear in 2021. What inspires you, man? Your influences and what have you?
Definitely, I'm a huge fan of Kendrick Lamar. I'm a huge fan of Run DMC. I listen to a lot of speeches from Malcolm X, James Baldwin, Angela Davis, Fannie Lou Hamer, Nina Simone, all of these Black women that had a lot of influence. I feel like our history goes untold a lot of the time. So I think that lacing that into music, making it really something you can listen to, is easy on the ears. Everybody can listen to it from, a baby to an older person. And I think that that's really important. I'm not a fan of vulgarity. I feel like that's kind of abrasive sometimes. I understand it has a place in music, but that's just not one of the things I draw from. So that inspiration just comes from the people around me in my community, and a link to the African diaspora that I would like to keep maintaining.
I saw you bobbing over here.
Yeah.
You was going in. You was smiling hard. From a woman's point of view, tell us how you feeling listening to the words and vibing to the song he was performing. Just tell us a little bit how you was rocking with the song. I'm curious to hear about this.
Yeah, let's do
I appreciate it a lot because I feel like in the Black community there's a lot of colorism that happens, and just Black women not being celebrated by Black men enough. And I have personal experience from that. So just not being celebrated and not being loved for my skin color by Black men. So to have Black men out here making music for Black women, I appreciate it. And I definitely don't take it for granted. I appreciate it.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
I'm very thankful.
Wow, that's no problem.
Let's get it. Hey, man.
The fact that you smiled while I was performing, that lets me know this song is doing what it's
supposed
to do.
Yeah. So let me ask this question: as a Black young woman walking into your now, why is it so important to celebrate Blackness? You said a quote in there. What's that quote about? You were excited. Read that quote. There was a quote you said about your staff is
Black. Oh yeah, of color and non-color. She was very excited about
explain
that.
Share that statement again to our folks, and because I thought that was so wow. When I read your bio and I read that, I knew then you need to be on our radio show. We don't necessarily do that for everyone. We reach over 400,000 people. We're very intentional. We're unapologetic about change and about culture and ethnicity. When I read that in your bio, it's like the Holy Spirit said, she's got to be on for the masses to hear that are not only older, but the ones that are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, getting ready to graduate, 18, 19. Could you repeat that state? Share that state with our folk, and then why that is so important to you.
Yeah, so I have, people of color on my staff and people not of color on my staff. And I'm in a very, white area. I feel like my school is very diverse. We have white and black kids, but I'm just around white people a lot. And so through that, I've lost some friends, especially during the start of the Black Lives Matter movement, after George Floyd and everything. I've lost some friends, but I've also had some allies who wanted to join me in CCM who were white. And they were just like, I'm by your side and things like that. So I'm really grateful for them. And I have people of color because I feel like it's important for us to share our stories. And so like me sharing a story of a black person as me as a black person, I feel like that's important. So I wanted both of those for people who people not of color who want to, but also for people who want to be a part of change who are of color and just share our stories together.
Wow, come on,
man, that's deep.
Come on,
that's real deep.
Together, man.
That's real deep.
And I think it's important because if we don't live out our ethnicity in who we are and not just what we're known for or what we do, what happens is we begin to be forgotten for who we are. And we begin to become non-existent at the expense of what we do, what they see us as, or what our goals may possibly be in the future that we have not achieved. You dig what I'm saying? So that's epic. What you're doing is actually projecting a new narrative for youth that have not even gotten to college, graduated with 4.6 plus GPA. I don't know what, man, I thought I was doing it bad at 3.6 coming out like, hey, I'm that dog, man, I'm that, what? Okay, let me just walk away right now. And he just said it so casually, 6.6. And I am now on full scholarship. And so what do you do? What do you do now that you have finished? What is your career?
All right.
Because you know I'm about that brag mode.
Oh gosh. All right. Currently, I'm in my first year of a PhD program at the University.
Wait.
Pause. Bro, you're just saying this like it's just regular news, bro. Like, come on. Like, you brag about this. This is bragging stuff. This ain't everyday stuff.
Hey, that man got a sense of success, right?
Yeah, he does. He does. He walking in this game. He walking in that victory right now. It's huge. It's huge on him, man. But talk to us, man. Talk to us.
That's crazy. Wait, hold up for just 1 second. Forgive me. A high school senior dropping a doggone all black, but including non-blacks, doing phenomenal things here in Huntsville, Madison County. No, we just been we talked earlier about Detroit, Yale, New York, Philly, Huntsville, Madison County.
History is going on right here.
Don't sound so country now, though.
It sure does. Say that, bro. And then I turn over here and he says, yes, and I'm just my first year PhD. And how old are you? You ain't even hit 21. Who? 21 with you? What?
Talk to us, man. Tell us more.
All right, I'm 25.
All right, 25, whatever. Add 3 on it.
That's all
get the
good.
points on the graduate.
But after I completed undergrad, I went to University of Florida into the master's program. And I'm matriculated from the master's program to the PhD program. So I'm studying mechanical engineering, focused in connected and autonomous vehicle security.
Wait.
All right.
Oh, break down that. What is the autonomous? I was a mechanical engineer. So we'll go ahead.
Okay, that's vehicles that can communicate with the infrastructure around them and each other, and also drive themselves.
So the computer will say to the building, I'm going to turn left and go around and park in the parking deck. He says, okay, cool.
Right.
Man.
With no one in the car.
Nobody has to be man.
Except you just tinkering around making it happen.
Make it happen.
6-7 figures en route.
No questions asked.
6-7 figures happening.
No questions asked. But we got to go back over here real quick because there's a couple of things that what she said in her story. And she said, right. Yes.
Wait, come on up.
There you go, Professor X.
Wait. I'm gonna ask Professor. Come on. We gotta ask Professor X. See what y'all don't know. Listen, Professor X is a brilliant rocket scientist. Come on up here.
That's right.
See, and he's part of the team. But he said, he was the whole time he was doing the sign language. I'm like, man, I don't know how this. I'm not the rocket scientist.
This
What's
is
up, bro?
facts.
Here you go.
Yeah, this proud of these young ones right here. They're doing this with their mind. It's not always about a basketball scholarship. It's always not about a football scholarship. But you can do things where you are if you have that mind to create. So that's how you do it.
And it can't be.
Hey, wait, don't go
either,
nowhere.
man.
He trying to step out. Tell him what you do, sir, as a young adult. We got a Gen Z, we got a millennial, then we got a young adult.
Yeah, young adult here. So I am at the Boeing company right now. I studied to be an aerospace engineer. So these mechanicals be taking my job all over the place. All right. But we a little bit smarter, but taking me credit. I can just remember back in high school. It's like there's a few programs where they were just starting up at the time, like robotics and other things. And I can remember being inspired by that and wanting to continue the route of math and science for me. But I was also, I'm big too, so I was also a football player and good wrestler too. So
all right,
we can excel in all areas.
That's right.
That's good.
Well, one more thing, don't go nowhere, and then we're gonna get another song in. What he didn't tell you, he came from very humble beginnings. Tell them in 2 minutes about your beginnings, because people think that it's got to be people that are already doing well. We're talking about, that's why this whole thing, he's our director for our rocketry, our STEM, and our robots program here for our summer camp, Camp Smart. What you don't know is that there are people that have come from very, very humble beginnings that have made it, and they're constantly giving back. Go ahead, bro.
So that's it right there. That's it right there. 3 inches right there. From the loo. From the hood in the loo. I went up to the loo. We didn't have a place to stay. And we were staying in foster care, or I was staying. I did stay in foster care, but we were staying in supplemental housing. So like I could. There's a recent movie that came out. Well, not recent anymore. That I can remember, called The Pursuit of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just flip the male with the female, and with me right there, like. We were those people.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I had to arise beyond all of the negativity, and with the grace of God and others that were brought into my life, like National Society of Black Engineers and other things like robotics and other environmentally conscious and socially conscious individuals paying it forward. I'm also able to pay it forward and be successful and hit those 6 figures too. So
all right,
Amen. Man,
all with his mind. Give it up for my man, Professor X, man.
Yes.
Wow.
Man.
We gotta get some music in here. Bro.
Let's get some. Yeah, we got to.
My head heavy, man. I just
all this history and all this mental work these people be doing up here, just making history every day. It's just so good, man. Let's vibe.
So I know you got another summit in artillery, man. Tell us about this second song, man.
This song
is a good show, man. For real. No joke.
This song is called The Gun. It was really inspired from a conversation between my father and I. Me being from Alabama, I personally like guns. Him being from New York, he's not a fan.
Correct. We see that. That's my best friend. We see it so much. We ain't trying to really.
I can definitely understand his aversion to them, though. But pretty much, I covered the conversation in the song.
All right, so let's put our hands together for man to the legend as he performs The Gun.
I would like to
man, I love
make a
this.
statement
Oh, that East Coast, baby.
concerning guns, and in order to get rid of the gun, we find it necessary to take up the gun. So the first thing to do is not to disarm the victim, but disarm the aggressor.
My mama didn't see the harm, my dad was over the top. He told me darker skin looks just like a gun to a cop. If they stop me, I could drop, and all I hear is a pop. And they would blame it all on me, or even all on hip-hop. The hypocrisy of all of it can rise to the top. But when we have our day in court, it's sad the lawyers could flop. It's sad the jury could be hung just like a janitor's mop. It's sad there could be video and folks would claim it was crop or been chopped, or claim somebody had to use Photoshop and say what they would have done if our positions were swapped. It was obviously I seen my father could glean, so weren't no guns in my house. But when I turned 18 and the law on the bare arms just sounded off in my head, my dad wouldn't change his mind and he didn't care if I bled or what I read, it was dead. He pays the bill, so I was chill. I'd ask my mama instead. Figured she would hear me out, but she just saw me as a baby. So I left it at that, and then for college I packed. I had my bag on my back, but as I put on my hat, my dad stopped me at the door so he could spit a few facts. He said, first son, nobody got your back like I do, but now you all grown up, and what you do is on you. You a man, you ain't no baby. Furthermore, I implore you be sure to wrap it up unless you want to have a baby. Cause that responsibility as a major to your degree, because having a mouth to feed in addition to books to read, he continued, but I agreed, I conceded, cause I can see I don't need to make no. And I suppose I'm predisposed with the fact that black babies don't do anything to earn this treatment like they have rabies that they get from law enforcement who denies that they hate this. Corpus, corpses, courtless courses don't convey that if you black, police might crease you like forces. Might as well tie you to the back of their horses when they ditch the uniforms for their hoods and their torches. Some watch on TV, others watch from their porches. Don't be mad at this report, be mad at who don't report this. If judges in bed with cops, then tell me when the divorce is. It's looking worse, kids, so I'm praying for the. And when each prayer's over, I hold my family closer, gotta protect her. So when I'm in the streets, I keep a piece at the least, because police are killing. And until that change, I have my kids at the range, because we gotta teach the. You can't put your guns down until you safe all around. Right now we not.
Shot down in the street. Our little kids are shot down in the street by criminals with guns disguised on the facade of police officers. We don't advocate that the oppressed people, that the victims leave themselves subject to the aggressions of the criminals.
Yeah. Wow. Come on, y'all. Put your hands together, man. Yo, man, let me tell y'all something. Real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah. That's the realest song I've heard in a long time.
He was rapping with guns in it. You hear that? You know the difference. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you know what's really cool, since I love what you said, that it was something that really makes you reflect on, do I make this wise decision with this gun? What do I do going into the whole question? I love the conversation with my man. I love that because I know Jay, he both on that same track. That's my best friend. So it is so deep, man, that you were able to communicate that in a way that people can go, huh, let me go do the research. Right. And what you both are doing is doing it with so much intentionality and professionalism.
Yes.
That they can't just walk in and just do. They have to go, well, let me go check it out. Let me do the research. Let me find out if this is really where I need to be. Yo, that's change. When Angela Davis came in and said, nah. It's what she stood for as a human being, and then what she did. And then people begin to research what she was doing. Dr. Angela, Maya Angelou King. And then you had the allies. And that's what you're really doing, a repackage of what Dr.
That's what I was going to get into.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
She's doing it at a school level, though.
Yeah.
Right.
The school level, though. Right. Like, that's, and she has her business, man. Do you know? Like, but the thing about what she's doing on the school level, though, that is so huge. And I think she knows the magnitude of what she's doing, because the way she just carries herself is just amazing. Ready, because media tells a story.
Come on. She is a walking.
So no matter what, because we already know, because we heard from his song about what the media portrays about us and guns. But if she can tell the story on a different platform, on a different angle of why we feel the way we feel, his song lets us. This, oh my gosh, this is heavy. Because she said it herself. She said, "I have allies that decided to work with me."
Decided. The key word. They looked, they researched, they said, "She's right. I'm in."
On a school level, that's huge. That's huge.
That's not even college. So we got to go here. I'm coming back because like you're out of control. like you inspired me to go back and go hip hop East Coast. I was telling Sister the other day, I said, man, I might do another record just straight East Coast. But you remind me of a Daddy Kane, you know what I'm saying? And he got the bars of a Eric D. Rakim versus Common. With Common, yeah, but that Eric B, man, like just like it is what it is. Like this is not a performance. This is just life. Get it. And then he was shaded up and be like, I'm done. Like he was Huey P. You know what I mean? I'm done. Let's take over. Like that's real talk. So let's turn that corner real quick. So here you are. You know what you want to do. What's the next step for you? Yeah. And I think it's important because listen, a lot of people watch our show. A lot of people ride with us. There are parents, there are young people that are watching right now that are 12 and like, Mom, go get me some pipes. I want to make a fake robot. And they're like, well, go sit down. Don't do that. Sit down with your kid. Sit down with your guardian. If you like me, I don't have no kids. I work with tons of kids. When they say, Mr. Whitlow, I need you, I'm there. Don't diss them. Mm-hmm. What's the next step?
Next step for me with CCM is to just keep growing and to keep reaching as many people as I can, and to also reach to those young Black kids who, or or kids of color who are facing racism at a young age and finding that platform in their life, looking and they're like, wow, that is amazing. We are an amazing group of people. And that's really important for me. So I just want to keep growing. And every time I promote it, I'm always just like, we're trying to grow. We're trying to keep pushing the movement because, it's not over yet. We're still out here trying to tell our stories and tell where we come from and what we decided to do. And so we're just trying to keep pushing that and keep proving to America that people of color are amazing. We're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, we're authors, we're artists, we're all these things. And
engineers too.
Yeah, engineers. Engineers.
Making invisible things move.
Yeah, so just keep pushing that positive narrative of us. And I feel like that's just like you're saying, it's not represented in the media.
Yeah.
It's not. And a lot of people of color who are on, news media staff have been vocal about that, about their just, portraying Black people and people of color as just criminals, and not amazing.
Wow.
People.
Do they still ridicule those people that try to push the Black in the light instead of, they kind of the corporations and other, like you just spoke on, people want to, but if they're presented, they're kind of a backlash to it still.
See, well, from, articles I've read them from like the LA Times and like things like that about how they're being, they've been inhibited in the newsroom. Mm-hmm. So they've been able to express that voice. And I share those type of articles as much as I can. Mm-hmm. And, I try to get the narrative out because people don't talk about it. They don't talk about it, especially in the, news media world. They don't really discuss those type of things. So.
Okay. So one thing we didn't ask and want to ask, how can they find out more about your business, your organization? Do you have a Facebook, or an email, a website?
Yeah, so our Instagram is Courageous Curls Media, and then our website is courageouscurlsmedia.com. So you can definitely go on there. I also have a blog where I just talk about, Black politics and Black issues on there. It's called Written by Sarah C, and you can go in there and learn a lot. So yeah, just Courageous Curls Media on every platform, TikTok.
Okay, so you're moving fast because you're a high school student. You're like, you're
supposed to know this already.
Just a little bit slower, so Professor can put it up.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to all the educators and those that work in youth, human, social services, please reach out. I think she would be a great person to come and speak in your class.
Yes.
She is a living example of what high school excellence and Black high school excellence is. So what is the Instagram tag?
Instagram is at Courageous Curls Media.
Creative.
Courageous.
Courageous.
Courageous
Okay, it's
Curls,
Courageous Curls
Media.
Media. Y'all got it? Courageous Curls Media. Cool. Yo, let's put our hands together, man.
Doing some great things on a high school level and college level.
Dude over here, he just killing in the game here.
In the music game, right?
So for you, musically, let's get how can they purchase your music? Because here's the deal. We always say that. Don't say you support, oh man, that dude's, he's a beast, he's dope, and then don't spend no money.
That's real.
That's how you kill the black economic dollar. And then you'll go and buy somebody else who bought a beat from a brother, jumped on the beat and did his talk rap, and then you're gonna make him a billionaire. Check it. How can we get information?
Oh yeah, the With Love EP features both of those songs that I performed. It's available on Apple Music. It's available on Spotify, YouTube, any streaming platform. If you would like to purchase it, you can purchase it on iTunes. So I mean, most of the outlets you get your media from, it's available there.
Come on, y'all, put your hands together for To the Legend, bro.
To the legend. We gotta ask him what's next. What's next? You're working on your PhD right now, but well, we know that. You know what I'm saying? You're doing this type of, but tell us what's next in the music thing? Like any more songs or anything like that? Because man, that song, that gun song, man, that was really deep, man.
We need a video.
We can do you in my head today. I don't know what's up with that, bro.
It's Jesus.
Hey, I'm with it. Next up, I'll probably do a few singles, and then I want to do a EP, another EP. It'll probably be consistent of some tracks sampling some voices from my personal life. So I'm big on that's one of my big things. I like to sample someone else's voice, and kind of as a reminder that it's not just me. If this is effect, not just me with the voice. It's not just me that needs to say something, and it's also not something that hasn't been said. So when I reach back to some of these people that were influential in Black history, and letting people know, hey, this was said before, it's still an issue. Let's keep saying it. We can say it a different way. There are different nuances we can explore. But I want to do that with some of the voices from my personal life. So I might have voicemails from some of my friends.
That's what's up.
And see how that goes.
That's some good references.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Thank you.
Come on, let's give it up for my man, To the Legend. Now,
yes, let's get.
Let me go back and do the same thing I did here. It's the number 2, THE, Legend, LEGEN. Legacy.
Yeah.
To the Legacy. All right, there it is. Legacy. That's it. So y'all gonna look him up. Go get his singles. Go pay the 99 cents times 2. Go ahead and support. Thank you. So again, we just want to say thank you so much for being a part. Wow. Anything else with this?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm still trying to get all this. We Black media right here, like news media, like that's heavy, man. Because anytime we do something bad, we look some type of way already. We got 1,001 great photos on social media, but somehow, some way, they pick the worst ever. I just don't understand it, But to see someone so young have a passion for media, and someone that is moving really fast in the educational field and tech field, it's a really great feeling as a older Black person in this community, seeing that, hey, maybe we did do something right. Maybe some of our actions didn't go unheard, even though we didn't do it the right way per se. But maybe the message still got over just a little bit.
And they doing it their way, man.
Yes,
using that resources and education, man. It's deep.
And I was gonna say that's where I was gonna go, man. Scissor been getting super deep, man.
Hey, I'm a student of everything.
He's been staying around us too long, man. Next week I'm just not gonna show up. Y'all just take over. Y'all can have this show. I'm out. No, just go.
Don't leave the red coat for
it. No, the coat going with me, bro. I got a green one for next week. I'm about to go militia. So listen, So but I do want to say this, and this is Scissor, I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision. I would like for both of you all to be on our radio show.
I agree to that. I agree.
Next week, and you don't want to miss this week, because this week we have a special, one of the vets in the Christian hip hop game. His name is K Drama, and he's going to be our guest on tomorrow. Again, we are on 93 G93 radio. Salute to Ed Gaines, and also we have Mr. Henley Batts. So if you want to listen to us at 5 p.m., you'll go to the live365.com app, download the app, and then go ahead and punch in G93 and listen to the show. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then at 6 o'clock, if you run in, like we do a lot of stuff here at the studio, then you can catch us on We Up, 103.1 We Up. And they have an app as well, or you can just jump on the dial, whatever. Okay. But let's do this. I would like for you to be on our show during Black History Month, because this will give a really great perspective. Because we have the first week of Black History Month, we're going to be speaking with Mr. Hy Thurman, who actually we had last week on, that walked with Dr. King, part of SNCC and all that stuff, and straightening the record. He used to walk with the Black Panthers, a white dude, ally. Right. So he'll be on next Sunday. Then let's have you on the following Sunday and you on the next Sunday. All right. So we have an older individual from the 60s, 70s. We got a high schooler, Gen Z. Then we got a millennial, and then we'll figure out the last week. Maybe I'll try and get somebody super national. So anyway, that's what it is, man. We got to drop a beat now, bro. Well, we're going to do the prayer first. Oh, this is it's
hard. It's hard.
This one is a rough one, man.
I got something for the prayer. I got something for the prayer spot. I got something for the prayer spot, because it kind of meets of what we've been talking about today. Okay. And it's kind of meet where my mind has been at all week long. And thanks to you, because I think your mind was there this week too. And you gave me a really great point of kind of what to push out today. So I kind of want to.
That's the spiritual application.
Yes, sir. I just want you to write this text down. And write this text down. You can put it to memory or whatever. Put it on your wall. Do what you do. Do what you do with it. But really, really pay attention to this text right here. It comes from 1 Timothy 4. 1 Timothy 4 verses 12. But I'm going to read kind of further down, because this thing got kind of deep right here. But I know, Grandma, you're going to be upset with me, but I used a different translation.
That's how I do it, bro.
I used a different translation, because we got to make this thing plain.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let you know which translation I'm using, Grandma. I'm using the Tree of Life version. I'm going to speak life into them, because this thing has some life to it. So here it is. 1 Timothy 4 says, "Let no one look down on your youthfulness, but be an example of the faithfulness in speech and conduct, in love and in faithfulness and in purity." Let's go further down to verse 14. "Do not neglect the spiritual gift within you, which was given to you through prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the elders." Verse 15. "Practice these things." Again. "Practice these things, be absorbed in them, so your progress may be clear to all."
Wow.
All right now.
Amen.
All right.
You preach it, brother. Listen.
So your progress
might
be clear to all. I'm done.
Well, listen, that was the meat, the spiritual meat. We always do one. I want to pray for you all. I want to pray for all of our young people, and then we're gonna drop this crazy mad heat of a freestyle, man.
Yeah, because I know he's gonna come with some serious bars.
I don't even know if I need
She
to
got
rap,
some
really.
too. I know she got some. She gonna come with something. She got a tagline.
Well, just talk on top of the beat.
Do your media voice. Do your media voice.
Yeah, that's
your vlog voice. Yeah, do your media voice.
That's it right there, y'all.
She's gonna have to bring it in for y'all.
There we go. Yup. We created it like that.
Okay.
There we go.
That's dope. Yes, that's dope. Okay. So I do want to say this. Continue to do what you do. Continue to do what you do.
Yes, sir.
People like Scissor, myself, Dre, they said we couldn't do clean entertainment. We're number one for it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a documentary for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was a dropout.
And we watched it in the daggone movie theater too.
And the owners opened up the whole theater for us.
Yeah. Red carpet and everything.
Red carpet, going to PBS. So I'm saying that to both of y'all, and you grew up on my music, Stric'ly Jesus, just straight Jesus bars, and they used to joke me.
All right.
But I went to the Vibe conference, met Quincy Jones on my record. We were nominated by the Stellars for our radio show 2 years in a row. Went to the Doves and Grammys. We didn't win, but we were nominated for Best New Christian Hip Hop Show. I'm saying that to say there's nothing impossible to them that believe.
Yeah.
And I got an amazing job where I get to work with people and see them grow every day in housing.
Amen.
So I'm saying to you, and to you, and to you, and to everyone else, Scissorhand just graduated from the trap and changing the trap in P-Town. Dre hosted across the nation, the country. I remember he was 7. He's now doing this thing with R&B Live. They got a live show. When's your show?
They have another show coming next month on the 20th.
February the 20th in the Mars Heat Center, the Mars Music Hall. No one gets in there unless you got bars.
All right.
Unless you really are doing phenomenal.
The prestige.
The prestige. So I just want to pray. And again, we want to say thank you for being a part of the show. Then we're going to drop this beat. And I will say on the back end, let's pray. God, we want to just say thank you so much. We appreciate you. You are amazing. We thank you for you being so gracious to us to allow us to see that Generation Z is doing great things and are continuing to do great things. Thank you for Miss Sarah Chase, CCM, her movement, her business, her mind, and her passion for people her age and younger to even be greater than what can ever be possible. I pray a special anointing of favor. I ask that you would bless her over and abundantly above what she thinks, asks, and believes. And we say hallelujah to your name. Then I want to say thank you to the legacy for his reality and his consciousness and his intentionality. Brother doing his PhD, 25 years old, standing in the gap for brothers that just don't understand how systems work. Praise that you would bless his music ministry, his academics, his ability to transcend in a community of industry where there's less than 2% blacks in his industry. So we say hallelujah to him and to them and to her. And then, Lord, for those that are listening and watching around the world that are like, man, I got a kid like that. I pray that you would send your Holy Spirit to prick their heart, push them to so many levels that they cannot sit and just say, go sit down, son. Sit down, girl. But let's go and do something different. Give them favor like Professor X, that they can get in programs and be able to matriculate through from whether it's urban or rural and make 6 figures and then give back to our community. We pray, thanking you in advance in the name of Yeshua the Christ, who is Jesus of the Bible, the root, the real root, in his name, amen.
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 That's what's up,
Amen.
man. Y'all messed the brother up today, both of y'all.
I know, right? There's just so much excellence on the man.
Oh man, hey, you already know. Come on, Scissor, let's get out of this joint. It's too deep. Let's have some fun. Okay. Yo, you gonna go easy, go. Let go.
That's how you feeling.
Yeah.
What's up, ladies?
Yeah. Drop the bars. We gon' flip this beat. We gon' bust the vibe so the cat can see.
Yeah.
We gon' rep him from the east to the west. Now we be living in Huntsville, G. Yeah. I mean, it's an S, the E, the R, the E, the D, the T. Reppin' with my man DJ Stick the Dude. And hit you with the hands, that's the H-A-N-D. Don't you ever put a D on it, man. It's Dr. Dre, the drummer. Not the one from the west, but the one right here, son. You bust the vibe, G. Want to rep it constantly.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's another section of Bible Beats and Bars with another lesson. I got some news media over here. She wanna bring us in with her voice. So here.
Alright. I cannot freestyle.
Okay.
I can't.
Do you?
Let's do your voice. Let's do your voice.
Cool. Shout out to my mama. Here, I love her. Thank you for supporting me and everything. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for having me. Shout out to everyone watching. Thank you for coming and listening to everyone talk and speak. And yeah, now the legend.
It's the legend, B. It's that number 2. It's the THC.
Yeah.
Go good.
Okay.
Here we go, Cotton, baby. Yeah.
told Jesus to chill, but not even go. Don't get me started on Peter, who Jesus saw and he told that he would switch up. And then lo and behold, before the rooster would crow, when they said, "Is this your bro?" Peter said he ain't no Jesus 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row, 3 times in a row. He was fake, like having Gucci, but it's spelled with 2 O's. It's like one holy step on your toes. It's like the mention.
Let's go.
What you got?
Now let's talk about a brother B. He was wrapped in squalid clothing, lying in a manger, and they was bringing gifts like birds, gold, and silver. So to catch the D's and B's, he gave his life on the tree and got the keys in 3. 1, 2, 3, got up and said, "Who I be is my key." Should I say, Yahshua, he's the king now. He's the way. He's the way. Hey, Dre, why don't you take it from your name, man?
Since y'all talking about Bible characters, I love this man who just got these 3 stones. 3 stones?
Oh.
He put them in his sling. He wrapped it around his head and all you heard was this sick old stuff. It was the giant that said, "Oh man, here goes that I just dropped dead. I just lost what I said." But we still on Bible Beats and Bars.
Yeah.
Minister Fred, what's your bar?
I'm gonna hit him like this. Holy. It's that hook. Holy. Once you drop that beat, is the lamp. Bam. It's the holy, is the lamb. Bam. He's the one that we run to. Gave his life so that we can be free. And definitely, I am on the battlefield for my Lord. I'm the battlefield for my Lord. Hey, Scissor, scratch it up, man. Do your thing, bro. Want to say thank you for coming out, yo. Check it out. I know you're gonna end it, but if you like what you're hearing, if you're enjoying this thing, make sure you tune in every Saturday, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Back it up to 12 noon on the West Coast. And if you like what you like, if you want to bless us, be a blessing, go to our website, nomoredirty.org. If you give a donation, it's tax deductible, obviously. If you do $30 or more, I will give you the official DVD. All right? So that's what it is. Yo, want to check it out, bro?
All right, I appreciate it, Minister Fred. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all had a great time. I had an amazing time with my non-freestyling self. I'm gonna get better with this freestyling thing. Y'all just keep going in. I'm gonna have so many bars. Y'all be like, oh, he getting bars now. See, yeah, I keep it real with y'all. Y'all know how I do. But for real, I really hope with all the fun games that you really receive this message. There is no age where your dreams are impossible. You can start it right now. You got it in high school, PhD, college. You are excellent. Always remember, just go to 1 Timothy. Read that text again. Write it down. If you did not write it down for yourself. Make sure you tune in each and every week here at the spot. If you want to come in, just come on down to the spot, look us up, and be here in our live studio audience. We do practice social distancing, okay? We do that very seriously. Got DJ Scissorhand right here. He gets you in your tools. He gets you in the mood. So I'm just going to settle right now because, man, I'm just feeling hyped. I know DJ just going to make us feel good. So, Grandma, I dare you to get up out your rocking chair right now, Grandma. Get out your rocking chair. Turn your TVs up. Turn your radio up. It's time to go ahead and get ready for the week. Let's have some fun. Thanks for tuning in to the session. Bible Beats and Bars, Minister Fred. I am the co-host, and thank you to our guests today, tonight, DJ Scissorhand. What's our vibe, man? Check us out, man. Y'all have a great week.
You about to bring me in, okay? Happiness, so we fight for what's ours like an activist. The struggle's here, we can find across the atlas, and it all started when Adam gave up his own palace. Now the earth waits for its rightful owner. 2,000 years ago, the second Adam told us the kingdom is at hand. Die for the sins of man, just so he can bring us back to his original plan. Where we'll rule over the land, and meet every demand. Nature awaits for us, keys to take a stand.
That's all y'all get. We gotta go. Y'all make this thing up, man.
We out.
Oh.
Peace.
Word up. That was smooth right there. No, I appreciate it. Appreciate you, man.
Do you not know how much he loves you? Listen, do you not know the king is risen? Who told you Christian rap was whack? Whoever said that man was whack. The truth that hit you hard and knock you flat down on your back. Who told you Christian rap was whack? Whoever said that man was whack. The truth hit you so hard and knock you flat down on your back. Either happen, A1, you gon' get mad and hate me for correcting you, for pointing out what's bad. But 2, you get convicted and cry out because you sad and ask God to forgive you for the trespass. Run to him or run from him, and I just pray you come to him. Put down all your blunts and guns and you say, Lord, I'm done with this. You run to him or run from him. I just pray you come to him. Put down all your blunts and guns and you say, Lord, I'm done with this. Everything they told me was a lie, man, I know that now. It's only right we hit the streets and we expose that. And dirty devil should've killed me. Hey, Holy Spirit, come and seal me. Fill me with new strength again. Now I'm feeling new inside. Lord, I abide in you and follow you and you abide. Fill me with new strength again. Now I'm feeling new inside. Lord, I abide in you and follow you.
This for the saints in the east, because they can retreat when they're being persecuted by these Satanist priests, but instead it's the faith that they preach. And this for the martyrs, thousands of Christians are slaughtered because they committed the Father. They share the fate of Stephen for what they believe in, but these saints never quit, they go harder. This for the missionaries, because it is scary. Some are beaten, some shot and they killed. They know they could end up buried in the cemetery, but they give all they got in the field. And this for the past, the book if the last, the shepherd, the flockers, they live for the master, live for the master. They're not chasing rewards in this life, they know where to come after. Whoa. I couldn't believe my eyes on the screen. I see ISIS put 21 guys on their knees, and these Christians were beheaded right on the beach. And as the blood colored the tide in the sea, I broke down and started to cry because we can worship at the service time that we pleased and pray and open up our Bibles and read. See, while the brothers out there dying were free, they're martyred because they won't deny them, but we deny them every time we're silent. We be in the church, but rarely go outside it to preach. Watching others lit the fire beneath my behind the bravery's inspiring me. So from here on out, the lions unleashed. The Lord, before I join the silence, I plead. Jesus gave his life for me and he dropped. How can I not want these people to know?
All I have was Jesus and the family. All I have was Jesus and the family. All I have was Jesus and the family. All I have was Jesus and the family.
Yeah, I said I had a wrong. Then they said I made a wrong decision. I came this far, still I'm on a mission. Still I stand behind the bars, kinda like I gone to prison. I got a vision, I listen, my savior gonna risen. My God is still upon the throne when you wanna diss him. The old me is dead and gone, I ain't gonna miss him. My God had it subtract, just like it's long division. They still think I'm kinda off. Part-time rapper, I'm a full-time man of God. You see the rock that I'm standing on, all you ever see is the green like it's camouflage. I got a team and we standing strong. One hand I owe, another hand of God. But through it all, I ain't planning for every move, like the dude in Avatar. And all I had was Jesus and the family. All I had was Jesus and the family. All I had was Jesus and the family. Y'all ain't understand me. I ain't have a plan B.
DJ Scissor Hands.